guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany and I am excited to have you. So today I'm talking about how can we celebrate when we are on a budget, and I am going to be using the holiday Valentine's Day just to kind of cover this topic. So my thought is that I will just lay out a few bullet point ideas to help you then hone in on how you can go and create your own celebration for whatever the holiday is. So some of these tips and tricks, I think you will be able to carry on to the next holiday. So like I said, if we're talking about Valentine's today, then how can you use this for Easter? Taking some of these tips that I'm going to give today and how I do it, hopefully it will be helpful to you, and then using that for Easter. And so I kind of just break it down into three simple areas. So food, decor, and gifts, if there is gifts to be given. And so for Valentine's Day, it's not really a holiday for gifts per se, but it is still just a opportunity to bless those around you because you care about them a lot. And so I think, as always, as believers, we can be very thoughtful in how we do our gift giving, because we know that commercialization has really overtaken every holiday. But we do not have to give into that sort of mindset. We can do this wisely, but still setting forth a beautiful celebration for our kids, for our spouses, and for others. And today I'm going to start with the first bullet point, and that will be, what are you going to serve for your celebration? So celebration for your family, and then if you want to add in a party, then you can take these and even branch out a little bit further. But for Valentine's Day, my items that I will be serving is the children will wake up, and at the table I will create heart pancakes. Easy, simple, and then I will somehow create either strawberry milk, or I might just add food coloring. We'll see how the day goes. Or add some pink to whipped cream that they can then add to their pancakes. Always sprinkles is an extra way to add in and just really elevate whatever you're serving. And then we'll have just a few snacks. I'm thinking about making a small half sheet chocolate cake. I have sprinkles that I bought at Walmart. I'm just gonna throw those on top. Then you, of course, can branch out. What do you want to serve for lunch? Or is it gonna be all day you're planning out meals for the celebration? Or is it a celebration, just one meal, you make it big? So for breakfast, you think of the drink, you think of the decor, well, we'll talk about decor. You'll think about the drink, you'll think about the food you'll be serving, either in that specific meal or dessert and the meal, and then how to just add to that food. I'm also thinking I might make marshmallows and dip them in white chocolate and then add the sprinkles. My kids love that. I also am looking at creating, if I don't do that, popcorn with conversation hearts and a chocolate dip over the top, sprinkled over the top, and then sprinkles and then the heart candies on top. And then that going forward, if you always have white chocolate and just chocolate almond bark, you can really add that to any sort of fruit, pretzels, strawberries, popcorn, Chex, whatever you have on hand. And then that's an easy way just to make a little snack mix. Then on to gifts. What I'm thinking about gifts is possibly something they want, something to decorate, and then something to eat. And so I always just get a little candy that kind of fits the holiday. And this year I have these little pixie sticks straws, or not pixie sticks, that's a totally different candy. I have these little candies here And then I am thinking about putting in for the thing to create. I found these at Target. They're these heart-shaped wooden blocks that also I am going to be making these candied party crackers. They're also called bonbons. So inside of these, you can then stuff them with any sort of mini gift. You can really think outside the box. You can use Pinterest to look up different ideas. I am thinking about putting balloons. I'm thinking about putting a peg doll. We're really into Pooh Bear right now, and so I want to create a peg doll for each child from the Pooh Bear, from A.A. Milne's book, Pooh Bear. And then so I'm thinking of making a Piglet, a Pooh Bear, Christopher Robin, and a Tigger or Eeyore. I haven't quite decided. And then I'm gonna put these rings for the girls, and then a car or dinosaur or small Schlick animal for the boys, and even possibly the girls. And then also you can just stick in another little candy. I'm thinking of putting some stickers. I'm thinking for the grandparents. You can also do this for your kids, but also for the grandparents, we just picked up some inexpensive cards from the Dollar Tree. So these were, I think, 2 for $1. And then I just picked up some seeds, and you can obviously buy these on Amazon. I picked up mine from Walmart. And then what I'm planning on doing is just sticking these in the card, and then adding a picture of the kids, and then that's a sweet little Valentine for the grandparents. And so that's my idea for that. Also for the kiddos, what I'm planning on giving them, they are homeschooled, so they don't have to give gifts to their classroom because they do not have a classroom. But they are in ballet, and so my idea for ballet is I bought these little rings, and I made this little tag on Canva, which is, I just used the free version, and then I'm adding this little tag to the ring, and this is a little gift the girls can give to their ballet class. On thoughts of decor, one thing we did was the girls were able to make this DIY yarn heart garland. You can do a light pink, red, white tissue garland and then hang it over a small section, or you can simply dress up the table with the food you will be serving. If you have any hues of a lot of soft pink, think blush, or white and pink, or red, try whatever color you do choose, try to keep the same color scheme throughout. But also for Valentine's Day, don't overdo it. When we are on a budget, I believe it is wise to first just be mindful. What can my budget allow? And then 2, how am I able to do this without overdoing it? And so I like to use Pinterest first to just start planning a board. What can I make from hand? What can I make that I already have here in the house? So we already have the yarn, I already have the string. I bought foam board from Dollar Tree, so I spent $1 or $1.25 on this DIY, and the girls were able to put it together. Tissue, I have white tissue left over from Christmas, and I have pink, so that's just a simple thing. You can make tassel garlands with your tissue paper, and that would be completely free. I have baker's twine. If you are new to this crafting and DIYing yourself, it might be different. You might have to start a little collection of craft materials. Tissue, yarn, and baker's twine are just some simple things that you can add. Some brown paper bags are just some good color, like a color. I would actually just stick to craft paper or white paper for hearts and crafts that you might want to pursue throughout every season. White is really versatile. You can use that in almost every season. And then you can use that to either print on or cut out shapes for the specific holiday you're celebrating. And then once you start this little collection, you can build upon it and add to it, being mindful and wise of just the things that you think or you see yourself using. It's always wise to browse your Pinterest board and just see what ideas you're already gravitating towards, and then try to do those DIYs yourself. Is there a way that you yourself can create these lovely things and then bless your family with these creations? And then also, while I'm on this topic, I think it's also wise just to remember we don't have to overdo it. You literally can buy applesauce, print out a tag, use, if you have yarn, like I mentioned earlier, in your little craft collection, tie some pretty yarn around your applesauce, and that's a precious little gift. If you have brown paper bags, fill it with a box of a little canister of Play-Doh, add a cookie cutter, add some hearts to the brown paper bag with a black marker or red marker or pink marker, and you're done. And it's as simple as that. Write the sweetest little love note to your spouse and you can be done. And so I think as we're just thinking through how to plan for celebrations, my first tip would be to already read the things you have that are of the color scheme that is usually used during that celebration. So for example, if we're doing Valentine's Day, pinks and reds and whites are just automatically assigned to that holiday. So what in your home do you already have that is in that color scheme? And then that also helps it keep from looking, what would be the word? Just from looking like silly or overdone. It really just, if it's like a pink blanket that you already have, adding that to the back of a chair just really brings in a cozy touch without overdoing that area, if that makes sense. And so take your kids outside. Maybe you can go to the grocery store. You have enough just to pick out a pink bouquet or baby breath bouquet. You add that to the table, set out some white napkins if you have them, and then you have a simple table scheme. Your kids can cut out hearts from white paper, and that's it. You can lay those across the table and you have a beautiful table escape. What is it called? You can, as I've talked about in other videos, utilize the thrift stores, utilize Goodwill to see if you can find just some all white napkins. See if you can find some tablecloths that you can just bunch together, or fabric that you can make your own napkins. Really just try to think of what you can do yourself, and that's going to be your best bet, is saving money. Also remember, it's about creating memories. The reason we celebrate is to love on our families, to set a beautiful environment for our kids that is filled with joy. We read throughout scripture where we have a creator who feasted and celebrated and created these points throughout history where people were called to pause and recognize what was going on at that specific time. And so, for example, back to Valentine's Day. No, this is not Christ who created this holiday, but we are called to love. And so if we are in Christ, because he is in us, then we can love others, and he does call us to do so. And so what a sweet day to really focus on drawing our hearts and affections towards those he's placed in our lives, to love on them and to point them towards Christ and his abundant love. And that is just a brief, simple overview on how I am thinking of doing Valentine's, how I'm thinking we will kind of just set up for the day. Again, keep it simple, don't overdo it, and also don't stress out about it. Your goal as a mother is to be with your children and your spouse, to make them feel special and to make them feel loved. And that's it. You don't need a lot of stuff to do that. You don't need decorations to do that. Some yummy food and a heart full of joy and gentleness. It's what is going to bring life to your home. And so I hope you're encouraged. I hope this helps. Again, this was just a brief little overview of some simple things you can think about as you're starting to plan, possibly to celebrate Valentine's Day, but also hopefully can be helpful to carry on to some other holidays that will be coming up when you're thinking through Easter or the 4th of July. I really just want to be a family that celebrates life. And in doing so, taking every holiday to add some extra special time for my family. And if you haven't read Sally Clarkson's books, The Life-Giving Table, The Life-Giving Home, I really encourage that you do so. She is just such a special gift to me. Those books were a special gift to me. God really was able just to use those in opening my eyes to things that I can be doing as a mother, and really have brought so much added joy to being a mother and a homemaker, and that we get to do this. What a profound blessing this job is. And so if you're not already doing so, I would love it if you're following me over on Instagram at our ministry, The Home. I'd love it if you subscribed. And I hope to see you in my next video.